Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Stephen Lester to announce the best product for orphan and rare diseases.
Well, good evening, everyone. You know, there are moments in medicine that remind us why we do what we do. Moments when science becomes something greater. When, as we've heard tonight many times, when it becomes hope. And in this category of orphan and rare disease, we truly honor a profound frontier of human compassion and scientific courage. For in this category, it's not about the many, but the few, the children, the families, the patients who live each day with conditions so uncommon that for years they were unseen. Yet from that rarity truly emerges something extraordinary, a movement not defined by statistics but by humanity. Scientists who refuse to stop searching, clinicians who refuse to stop believing, and families who refuse to stop hoping. What we celebrate tonight, I believe, is more than just medicine. It's a triumph of perseverance over probability and compassion over circumstance. For in this category, every discovery is a promise that no disease is too rare and no patient too few to matter. And in honor of Mr. Michael J. Fox, who I wish was here today, and maybe he'll remember this if he listens, I leave you with a quote. What's the meaning of life? That's simple. Try to be happy, try not to hurt other people, and hope to fall in love. And with that, it's my honor to introduce the nominees in the category of Best Rare and Orphan Disease.
In the Best Product for Rare and Orphan Diseases category, the nominees are Biogen for Skyclarys, Biogen and Ionis Pharmaceuticals for Qalsody, Ionis Pharmaceuticals for Tryngolza, Jazz Pharmaceuticals for Ziihera, Marinus Pharmaceuticals for Ztalmy, Merus for Bizengri, Novo Nordisk for Alhemo, PTC Therapeutics for Kabilidy, Servier Pharmaceuticals for Veranigo, Springworks Therapeutics for Ogsiveo, Syndax Pharmaceuticals for Revuforj, X4 Pharmaceuticals for Zolrendi, Zevra Therapeutics for Miplyffa,
Well, on behalf of the Galien Foundation and my esteemed colleagues on the awards committee, it's my true honor and privilege to introduce to you the laureate in the category Best Product for Rare and Orphan Disease 2025. This goes to Servier Pharmaceuticals for Veranigo.
Now, please welcome to the stage the ambassador of Servier Pharmaceuticals.
to calm down first because this is a huge moment. A group of boys were playing soccer in the streets of Cairo. One kick sends the ball flying through the door of St. George Church. The boys are looking to the one kid who's not playing, and they say, "Go, get it." So I run through the door of the church, I grab the ball, and then I hear the voice of Father Stephanos. "Why the frown, kid?" And I said, "Well, I never get picked up, but I'm always the guy who has to go pick up the ball." So he said, he put his hand on my head and he said, "Through love, we serve one another." And these words stayed with me. I came to this very city, to this beautiful country 14 years ago as a young physician, aiming to have an impact, and these words resonated in me. And if I'm standing with you today, I'm Islam Hassan, I'm the Global Head of Development for Neuro-Oncology at Servier, and if I'm standing with you here, it's because this simple call for service has resonated and became the compass of my life, but more importantly, for this particular program that you've recognized today. Voranigo is a story of service. I stand here on the shoulders of more than 330 patients with brain tumors in the prime of their lives, who've decided with their families that they want to enroll in a global, randomized, double-blinded, placebo-controlled study in the middle of a global pandemic. They put their trust in us, they gave us their times, and they turned hope into evidence. I also stand here to represent colleagues, my colleagues, whose every step they created was their service. To Susan Pandya, the visionary physician-scientist who set the vision and led with influence. To my colleagues from Servier who've joined me today to celebrate this very prestigious moment. To Lori, my dear friend and mentor. To Stephen, Stefan, to Hua, to Adriana, Lisa, June. It's through your work and dedication to patients that you've elevated the science and this moment was achieved. To my colleagues in Servier as well, who's not with us today, this recognition is yours. To our Servier leadership, to Olivier, to Claude, to Philippe, to Arnaud, to David, thank you. Thank you for trusting in us when the outcomes were uncertain. You've also served by giving us the room to deliver the right things, even if it's the hardest way. You insisted on the highest level of evidence, and you backed a program that goal was not to be first only, but to be right for patients. And honestly, to the entire neuro-oncology community, to the patients, the families, the investigators, the nurses, the coordinators, imaging experts, biostatisticians, regulators, patient advocates, you name it. This is an area where for decades we've suffered from having more questions than answers. And today we came together. We came together to show you that dedicated science, humble listening, and the refusal to accept the limits of the past is the reason why we achieved what we've achieved. And to our fellow nominees, thank you. Thank you for the same spirit, having the same spirit of service and purpose. To the Galien Foundation, thank you. Thank you for recognizing what careful science, courage, and community can achieve. To the patients who entrusted us with their stories, to the families who carried the weight, and to my colleagues who turned uncertainty into evidence, we will keep serving with love until extraordinary becomes the expected. Thank you.